So, welcome all of you. And today will be the last class on 11th chapter. At the end of the class,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
Hari Om. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः गुरवे नमः. Children, we have Guru Purnima, which is celebration of the teachings of Guru, and we in turn we get blessings from Guru. So it is coming, it's round the corner now. On this topic, I will try to explain Guru Shishya or some parampara. But today it is Ankit. Is Ankit there?
Yes, sir.
Ankit is there today?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Your voice is not heard properly, Ankit.
Okay, sir, I can tell, sir.
I can't hear you well. Others are able to hear him? Can you be loud?
Okay, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah, Ankit, where are you? Can you on your video, please?
Sir, the voice is too low.
Ankit, can you on your video?
Yes, sir.
Yes, your voice is very low, Ankit.
Okay, sir.
Okay, go ahead, whatever, go ahead.
So, can you go to the next page?
Yes.
The Bhima wife Draupadi saw a beautiful flower and said to Bhima, I want this flower. Can you please take for me? Bhima wanted to make his wife happy, so he went to dense forest for beautiful flowers. There Bhima saw an old lean monkey lying on the ground, blocking his path. Bhima commanded the monkey to move. The monkey replied that he is too weak to move, asked Bhima to move tail and go. Bhima tried to pull his tail with his both hands, but not move. He tried so much, and his false pride broke now. Suddenly he realized that he is extraordinary monkey. He prayed to him, and no monkey. Only then Hanuman embraced to him. Bhima and Hanuman both are son of Vayu, and both are brothers. Hanuman told him, no matter how much strength you have, if you don't have humanity and devotion, you will fail. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ankit. So that story is moral. What is the moral then, Ankit? You should always tell the moral.
So, the moral is that first the Bhima thought everything he thought thinks that he is only the powerfulest person. But after that the Hanuman realized him that how much you are powerful, that doesn't matter. If you doesn't have devotion or humanity, then you will be every time be fail.
So what is the learning lessons from it? What do you learn from it? What should we all learn from it?
So, sir, we learned that So we should not think that we are only the powerful person or we are only the intelligent. We
Yes,
should not have any type of a stereotype like that, Master.
correct. Very good. So this is what we are learning in Vishwarupa also, right? Because whenever we see someone else more powerful, more graceful, or getting more marks than you, we feel we should fight or we get angry or jealous, whatever. These are the emotions which we have. But if you understand that the other person also is none other than part of Lord Vishnu, okay? Vishnu is every one of us. So we understand that if someone is coming first in the class or someone comes first in the race, it is all because of devotion towards Vishnu. So everything which is around you, if you understand is Vishwarupam, nothing but Vishnu, then you have understood this class. And you will never have any hatred, jealousy, anything. For that, we should have something called as Divya Chakshu. And on that, we have a story today. We have explanation by Yakshita. Yakshita, go ahead. Yakshita, Yakshita's problem is she doesn't have audio, I think. Okay, if she gets audio, we will come back. Let us start today's class with the 50th verse. Only 5 verses, 6 verses are remaining. Rishikesh, you are ready?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
go ahead.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Sanjay, once I'll tell the verse, sir, then I will repeat. Sanjay uvacha
Sanjaya
इत्यार्जुनं
Uvacha.
वासुदेवस्ततोक्त्वा स्वकं रूपं दर्शयामास भूयः
Wait, Rishikesh. Rishikesh,
अश्वसा. Sir? Yes, sir.
we also have to chant after you know. You forgot?
Once I'll tell the full verse, after that I'll tell
Oh,
the
okay. Again, you can say.
अश्वसायामास च भीतमेनं भूत्वा पुनः सौम्य वपुर्महात्मा इत्यार्जुनं वासुदेवस्तथोक्त्वा
इत्यार्जुनं वासुदेवस्तथोक्त्वा
स्वकं रूपं दर्शयामास भूयः
स्वकं रूपं दर्शयामास भूयः
अश्वसायामास च भीतमेनं
आश्वासयामास च भीतमेनं
भूत्वा पुनः सौम्य वपुर्महात्मा
भूत्वा
पुनः सौम्यवपुर्महात्मा.
So the translation of this verse is that Sanjaya Uvacha, Sanjaya said that iti, thus Arjunam, to Arjuna, Vasudeva, Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, Tatha, in that way, Uktva, having spoken, Swakam, his personal, Rupam, form, Darshayam Asa, displayed, Bhuyaha again, Ashwasayamasa, consoled, Cha, and Bhitam, frightened, Enam, him, Bhutva, becoming, Puna, again, Saumya Vapu, the gentle two-armed form, Mahatma, the compassionate. So the translation of this verse is that Sanjaya said that having spoken thus, the compassionate son of Vasudev displayed his personal four-armed form to Krishna. But he consoled the frightened Arjuna by assuming his gentle two-armed form. So, the meaning of this verse is that King Krishna had initially revealed his Vishwarupa, which is his cosmic form, to Arjuna. After that, because Arjuna asked so, then he displayed his majestic four-armed form, in which he wore a golden crown, he had a shank, Sudarshana chakra, mace, lotus flower, etc. And it was like that. He was full of sovereignty, omnipotent, and omniscience. And it was like when a commoner went in front of a great king. However, Arjuna's relationship with Krishna was that of a close friend, which is Sakhya Bhakti, when he was not just a devotee filled with reverence. Arjuna had a close relationship with Krishna. He had played with Krishna. He had confided secrets with him. He had eaten with Krishna. He had enjoyed personal moments together with Krishna. So his devotion was rooted in deep worship, rather like Satya Bhava, which is far intimate and delightful than Aishwarya Bhakti, which is like reverence to a distant deity. So, understanding Arjuna's need for closeness, Krishna then assumed his gentle two-armed form and consoled him. This form allowed Krishna to relate with Arjuna as a beloved friend, emphasizing their friendship. So, the same thing had happened even once before. Once when Krishna was in the forest engaging in loving pastimes with the gopis, suddenly he disappeared in the midst. The gopis prayed for him to come back. Then he came back in his four-armed form. So when they were talking to him and laughing and all, they were in Sakyabhav. But when he assumed his four-armed form, they paid their respects to the god and they went away. So this shows that Krishna valued the emphasizing bond between him and Arjuna, and he respected the Sakya Bhava of Arjuna. Hari Om, thank you.
Good, very nice. Also, you see that this is Sanjaya Uvacha, not Krishna or not Arjuna. So what does it mean is, because this entire was live telecast to whom, where was this going on, whatever the discussion, it was live telecasted to Dhritarashtra.
Dhritarashtra. Sanjay was saying it and Dhritarashtra was saying it.
Yes, so Sanjaya Uvacha is come now. Means Sanjaya is now giving way, like in the movie, when you see something is happening, slowly it will grow and slowly it will come down. So that's how first so many thousands of arms, then it bring to four arms, four hands were there. So suddenly if it is come to two hands, it doesn't look good. So like a movie, it is making this scene. Sanjay is giving like a scene. He is bringing from the 1,000 arms to four arms to two arms. So like a very big fire, which slowly the Agni is coming down. So the intensity of the fire is coming down to normalcy. That's what is the meaning of this verse. And that's what we have to take. Let us see the 51st verse. Atit.
Yes, sir. So, Namaste. I would like everybody to repeat after me. Drishtvedam manusham rupam
Drishtvedam manusham rupam
tava saumyam janardana
Tava
tava saumyam janardana
idanīmasmi samvrattah
idanim samvrattah
sacetah prakritim gatah. So the translation of this verse is that Arjuna said, "O Shri Krishna, seeing your gentle human form, which is two-armed, I have regained my composure and my mind is restored to normal." So here, Arjuna, seeing the human form of Shri Krishna, has regained his natural state and is free from his fear and bewilderment resulting from the cosmic form. So, After seeing Krishna in his beautiful two-armed form, it has strengthened Arjuna's sentiment of Sakya Bhava. Thus, Arjuna says that he has regained his composure. Seeing Sri Krishna's pastimes with the Pandavas, the celestial sage Narada had earlier told Arjuna's elder brother, who is King Yudhishthira, that Sri Krishna resides in your house and lives with you just like your brother. Thus, Arjuna was habitual to having the privilege of interaction with the Lord as a brother and as a friend. So, next slide. So, here we can see that Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Janardhana, which was a term he used to address Sri Krishna before he knew that he was Arjuna. So, by saying so, Arjuna regaled his glory of his human form. In this verse, we can see the words Manusham Rupam, which means the supreme personality of Godhead to originally be two-handed. Those who deride Krishna to be an ordinary person are shown here to be ignorant of his divine nature. If Krishna is like an ordinary human being, then how is it possible for him to show the universal form, that is the Vishwarupa, and also the four-handed Narayana form? So it is very clearly stated in the Bhagavad Gita that one who thinks Krishna is an ordinary person is doing the greatest injustice. Krishna has actually shown his universal form and his four-handed Vishnu form. So how can he be an ordinary human being? A pure devotee is not confused by this. So the original verses in the Bhagavad Gita are very clear about this topic. So until now we have seen Arjuna requesting Sri Krishna for the cosmic form, then his description of the cosmic form and his subsequent reaction to it. Then we have seen his request to revert back to the human form. Next, Sri Krishna summarizes the teachings of this chapter in the 4 verses that follow. Thank you. Hari Om.
Excellent. Very good. You also summarized what happened in this entire chapter. So that's very good. Very well said. And we all know, see, as a human being, we would like to worship human figures, isn't it? If an animal is there, he would like to worship animal figures as a god, in the form of God. And that's why this is mentioned about the two-hand forms of Lord Vishnu, because that is more nearer and dearer for Arjuna to see and like it, rather than 4-hand forms, 10-hand forms, So that is why this 2-3 times they are explaining that why two-hand form has been taken, because Krishna was seen like that. Arjuna was his Sakha, means brother, or his friend from long time. So when you suddenly see, if Rishikesh sees Atit with 4 hands, that is okay in the dreams, but reality he cannot have that, right? Or wings. So they would like to see each other in the normal human form. So he brings back to the normal human form because he has understood the devotion of Arjuna towards him. Let us see what happens in the next few verses. 52nd verse by Aditi. Aditi, go ahead.
Hari Om. Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. I request everyone to chant after me. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha.
Shri
Bhagavanu Vacha.
Sudarsamidam Rupam.
Rupam.
Drishtvanasi Yanmama. Devapya asya rupasya. Nityam darshana kankshinaha. The Lord said, "This form of mine, which you have seen, is very difficult to see. Even gods are craving for this vision." Next slide, please. This wasn't my slide, Uncle.
I got this one.
Yeah, that one. So this verse is all about the glorification of Vishwarupa. This is like marketing. Now, if you see advertisements, you will observe that they're promoting their product as if it's the world's best. We can take an example of toothpaste. They will glorify its benefits a lot. Like, if you use this toothpaste, your teeth will start to shine like a diamond, etc., etc. And we start craving for this product. Krishna uses the same technique to glorify the Vishwarupa. On showing the Vishwarupa, Arjuna, who was not mature enough to digest it, one can have the vision of the Lord only when he or she conquers the sense of I and mine. Lord Krishna, out of grace, shows the Vishwarupa to Arjuna. Krishna says, Sudur Darsham. He motivates Arjuna by glorifying the Vishwarupa, which is difficult to attain. Even gods are craving for the vision, and this is how profound the Vishwarupa is. If we purify our mind by removing the sense of I and mine, we will be able to see God as an embodiment of the world. Thank you, Hari Om.
Exactly. Very nicely said. Children, if we are always in our own thoughts, then if someone is talking to you, it happens like that, that mother is something saying to you, but you are in your own thoughts. What happens? What will happen if she is telling something, instruction is given, or a teacher is instructing you, but you are in some dream of your own? What will happen?
You won't understand.
Exactly, you will not understand. And maybe if mother is telling 2 or 3 times, then she will shout also. So when you are in yourself, means you are thinking about yourself only, then even though God is in around you, you will not be able to see it. That's why you have to leave your thoughts like I am there, I am only great. This is what he did. Arjuna was, when he surrendered completely to Krishna, then only he got the darshanam. And that's why it is even many people who are waiting to see this darshan, but they are not able to get it because somewhere they have been in their own thoughts. They are in their own mamakara and ahankara, ego. So he has given this, he can give to you also, you children, if you see him with full devotion. If Yakshita is there, she's going to talk today about Divya Chakshu. Yakshita, you have got your mic on?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Okay, then we will go to Divya Chakshu. Yakshita's, I think here.
The 14th one.
Yeah. So, okay, what is Divya Chakshu? Yakshita will tell us.
Okay, sir. Hari Om, sir. Divya Chakshu is a Sanskrit term that translates to divine eye. In the context of Mahabharata, Lord Krishna grants Arjuna the Divya Chakshu so that he can behold Krishna's Vishwarupa, the divine universal form, or the Vishwarupa. This is a form that is said to be impossible to perceive with normal human vision due to its overwhelming and all-encompassing nature. The granting of Divya Chakshu is a significant moment because it represents a direct and personal experience of the divine for Arjuna. It's meant to impart spiritual wisdom and understanding about the nature of the universal and Krishna's role within it. So Divya Chakshu is a Sanskrit term. It is also referred to as a third eye of Lord Vishnu. Hari Om, sir.
So, Yakshita, in short, what do you understand by Divya Chakshu? That you are reading it, but what do you understand? What is the change which we should have?
Well, like Divya Chakshu.
So, does it mean it is a goggles we have to wear like this?
No, sir. We can say it as an imaginary goggles, but like it is the third eye of the god. Krishna gave it to Arjuna to behold, to control his emotions when he's going to see the Vishwarupam. Yeah. It
So,
is basically to control our emotions.
correct. So, if you are controlling your mind thoughts, all the emotions which is arising from the thoughts, you are very focused and you are devoted to Lord, then Lord will grant you the wish of seeing Him. That is what is understanding of Divya Chakshu. It is not like 3D goggles or something to wear. It is a mental shift, a mental attitudinal change that comes within all of us to see everything around is God. Tanush was asking about Vishnu. Who gave birth to Vishnu? Not this Vishnu. I'm talking about Lord Vishnu. Okay? Vishnu is playing somewhere. He is not interested in the class today. I request all of you at least 1 hour when you are able to attend the class, sit and see what is happening in the class. Otherwise, after 10 classes, it will be the same. You will be same person. There will be no attitudinal change. There will be no benefit out of the class for you. So 1 hour is there, hardly 1 hour, 45 minutes. I request if you are there, you be in the class. Otherwise, if you're writing something, playing, eating, or roaming around and coming, you will not be benefited. So Tanush was asking, who is Vishnu, and Vishnu was how he was born. Anyone can answer?
Sir, may I?
Yeah, Sharav.
Vishnu, you cannot say he's anything, everything you can't say. Krishna also, you can't say he's everything because means he is the Vishwarupa. He's the one who expanded himself to show it,
Yes.
but that was just a form because the real one is you can't describe it. Somehow the 9th chapter has managed to do something to describe it, or else there is no way you can describe its form. Eyes, you don't know. It has million, it has none, you don't know. So, one who gave birth to Vishnu and all gods is Nirguna. This one.
Correct. And that's why in the next class, we are starting with 7th chapter. It will tell about Prakruti, Jnana, Vijnana, Yoga. Jnana means your knowledge, and Vigyan means the knowledge, how it unfolds to you. So there are two things always about anything you take. So you have a knowledge and you have an experience of it. So having knowledge and having experience is two different things. So we have a knowledge that Lord is everywhere, but experiencing Lord is everywhere, that means you are yourself Lord. You have to be Lord, then you will experience it. And Vishnu is just an avatara. Krishna is an avatara. In fact, if you all see, we also are part of Vishnu. We are also avatara. If we have that devotion, if we have that balance of mind, and if we practice what is given in the scriptures, what is said by Krishna to Arjuna. Let us go back to our verse 53, right? Yeah. So we were here where even God is saying that many great sages, saints want to have the chance to visualize this Vishwarupam. That rare it is. And as Aditi mentioned, that it is like an advertisement. You know, when you want to advertise yourself, you have to tell how beautiful or how rare it is. Then only people are interested. So this is how the advertisement is, that God is not seen to everyone in the form, Vishwarupam form. So Arjuna, you are very blessed. 53rd verse by Pragnya.
Everyone, I request you all to chant after me. Naham vedaina tapasa.
Naham
Vedaina tapasa.
Nadanena na chejyaya. Shakya evam vido drashtum. Drishtavanasi mam yatha. Thank you, everyone. The literal translation of the verse goes as follows. The form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not by these means that one can see me as I am. So this verse is slightly more different compared to the other 2 to 3 verses we've seen before, as Krishna talks about how we can get closer to him by following the things that he wants us to. So just to connect the previous verses, we were talking about the 400 and 200 form. So Vishnu first up. So when in front of Devaki and Vasudeva, Vishnu first appeared before them in his 400 form, and he blessed them. He said that I will come as an Amsha into through you. So this mystery is very difficult. So people who are atheists and like who basically don't believe in God, they would be very confused. They would be like, how can someone who is forearmed appear in front of the mother and father before the baby is even born? So to understand all this, Sri Krishna says that being born as human is already such a ultimate blessing. You have the highest intelligence out of all the other organisms. But is that enough? Just being born as human, is that enough? Definitely not. Leading a fruitful life with bhakti, achieving all your goals, and finally becoming one with the Paramatma is what we are born to do. So, how do we achieve this? There are certain tools which are gifted by Bhagavan to us. So, number one, it is the Vedas which imbibe material and spiritual teachings. So, we are constantly, as across the chapters, we've discussed that we have constant desires, may it be good or bad, it's always there within us. As long as we are humans, we will definitely have desires. And desires may not be something very complex. Even the desire to drink water, which is needed for basic sustenance of life, that is also a desire. So, people definitely have them. But how do we control our bad or selfish desires? These Vedas or they shows the inroads or the pathway to help us control our desires. So we can compare it to a Google map. So if you have to go to a remote location and you don't know how to go, there's no people around you to ask, you always have Google Maps. You can follow the direction and take you to your destination. So our destination is trying to get rid of all our bad desires and slowly renunciating everything. So Vedas helps us do that by forming a guide-like structure. Secondly, austerity and charity, giving away things that we don't need, further reduce our ego. What we have in our name, when we distribute it to others, we come back down to earth. Then penance strengthens us internally and externally. And fourth, worship invokes Ishvara's grace and blessings. So next. However, Sri Krishna reminds us that none of these methods will give us the complete attainment of Ishvara. So, sure, each of the other methods have their own results and they're valid in the particular ashrama. So, in the Brahmachari, you have one thing, Grihastha ashrama, you have one more, you have Vanaprastha, you have Sannyasa. So, for example, in Sannyasa, you do tapas, you do penance, right? So, it will have benefits for that particular ashrama. It will not completely bring you to a state where you can become one with the Paramatma. So if you don't understand this, we are like, in dentist clinics, especially when they're for smaller children here or maybe even in abroad, after they're done with the procedure or the general checkup, after they're done, the dentist gives them a candy or a lollipop, as in like, congratulations, like you came, you showed it to me, I'm very happy that you came. So it's like that. And what we take from this is, sometimes a kid go to the dentist office just to get the candy from them because their mothers won't give them. So they go to the dentist and they'll be like, oh, if I go there and get my checkup, I will definitely get a candy. So it's like that. If we don't understand that just by doing these things, we will not get Ishvara, we're simply following what everybody is doing and we will not become one with the Paramatma. So then attainment of Ishvara is purely in the hands of Ishvara himself. People say that when they're not, they would have, suppose example, you want to go to Tirupati, you've planned everything, you've got the tickets, you've booked your transport facilities, and at the end of the day, something happens, some obstruction comes forth, and you're not able to go to the place you need. That time people say, unless God calls us, we can't go on our own. So it is his choice as to whom he will bestow his grace upon. But so far, Sri Krishna himself has described that there is no bias in the way that the universe works. So even though Ishvara chooses who to bless, there is nothing that he will bless only rich people or only knowledgeable people, nothing like that. But he has to you have to prove to him that you are worthy of his blessings, and you're not just doing one thing or the other while not putting your full mind to it, as Sachin sir said. If you don't put your full mind to it, Ishvara will not think you're worthy. So this leads us to believe that Ishvara will not bestow his grace upon anyone randomly. So next slide. So it simply summarizes that just the following above tools will not take us to the Paramatma. As Bhagavan himself says, these are just tools. So if you suppose geometry, so when you're constructing a figure for the geometry question, you'll have to use your compass, your ruler, your scale. Those are just tools. But you need your brain to figure out what the problem actually is, what theorem you need to use, etc., etc. So all these tools do is they help us overcome our shortcomings, our desires, and they purify us internally and externally. Basically, they make us a better version of ourselves. So once this is done, this is a very long process. That's why it's divided into ashramas. As you progress in life, you use these tools, and after you're done with the sannyas ashrama, if you followed these the guidance of these tools correctly, you will be purified enough to walk in the path of Jnana Marga to attain the blessings of the Paramatma. So to make this easier to understand, let's talk about us students. So for exams, as you go higher in the grade, you will have to refer to guidebooks or reference books. Like so for other than your normal school textbooks, you want to solve extra problems or questions, so you'll use them. But without even knowing, but simply memorizing a few of the problems won't help you in the exam. So if they give you a slightly different or twisted question, you won't know what to do because you've by-hearted only what the textbook says. So if you don't apply what you have learned, or in this case, if you don't apply what you have got from the tools like the Vedas, etc., then there is no point in using them. You have to apply them and then become one with the Paramatma. So in this way, Sri Krishna has described this verse. I hope people understand. Dhanyavada Matari.
Thank you very much, Pragna. Excellent. Once again, very beautifully explained the verse. So what Sri Krishna wants Arjuna to do is that he follows now. Okay, once he has understood that what is the Vishwarupam, it is not just to see God, it is to see God in each one of you, in everything around you. That attitudinal change is Vishwarupam. It's nothing more than that. Once you have that, what will happen? Every success, every failure, every good or bad, you will take it without any hesitation. Because something is given in a plate. Maya has cooked good food, but you don't like tomatoes or you don't like vegetable. You understand that God himself is serving you, and if you have energy in the form of the food, you will get energy. Then you don't differentiate food. You take everything. Similarly, for students, some people like only maths, but some like only physics. But you are not going to score good grades if you just learn only physics. You have to learn everything. So once you understand Vishwarupam, it is there in each books similarly. Even though you don't like, you start liking it. You try and attempt to like it. That is what is Vishwarupam, children. It is not something great figure of seeing some God. It is the attitudinal change which we have to bring in within us. Okay? This is what is most important, a message from the chapter 11 for you, all of you. So we come to the second last verse of this chapter, 54th verse by Swastik. Swastik, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. First, I would like to chant the verse. Please chant after me. Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya.
Bhaktya shakya.
Aham evam vidhorjuna.
Aham evam vidhorjuna.
Jnatum drashtum cha tatvena. Praveshtum cha parantapa. Now the literal meaning of this verse goes as follows. O Arjuna, by unalloyed devotion alone can I be known as I am standing before you. Thereby, on receiving my divine vision, O scorcher of foes, one can enter into union with me. So, next slide. Now, in this verse, Krishna inadvertently praises Arjuna as he says that you or anyone else who tries to access this hidden form of mine cannot, as long as their devotion is complete and without any modifications, or there is no sort of removal from here. Another thing to note from the verse's explanation is that at the end of the verse, Krishna refers to Arjuna as Parantapa, literally the scorcher of foes. Now, this can relate Arjuna to be like the sun, scorching those who work against him by the radiance of discipline he emits. As we know, Arjuna is one of the most disciplined people throughout the Mahabharata. As we have seen, his work levels are off the charts. As it is always believed, at the end of each yuga, there is either a war or a natural calamity. And adharma runs high in the people while dharma runs low. And yet, Arjuna's presence brings forth the radiance of his discipline through the hardship, like as referred to before, the sun. Thank you, everyone. Special thanks to Sachin sir for giving me this verse. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Swastik. And with that, we come to the last verse. Here now, he is praised Arjuna before Arjuna praised Krishna. And Sanjay also have seen all this and praised both of them. Let us see how that entire chapter ends with the 55th verse. Over to Nayana.
Hari Om everyone. Today I'll be explaining the verse 11.55. I ask everyone to chant with me. Mat karma krin mat pramo paramo mat bhaktah sangavarjitah निर्वैरः सर्वभूतेषु यः स मामेति पाण्डव Next slide, please. So next slide. So the literal meaning of this verse is those who perform all their duties for my sake, who depend on me and are devoted to me, who are free from attachments and are without malice towards all beings, such devotees certainly come to me. So Lord Krishna says that whoever is performing all their duties, like if you're a teacher, you go to school to teach, but you have that attitude that I'm teaching God, I am teaching the Lord itself, so I will teach with complete Shraddha. So if you have that type of attitude, and then who depend on Him completely, and then who are also devoted to Him, and here the word malice is said that who are without ill thinking about others. Like if someone doesn't like someone else, that someone who doesn't like that other person doesn't mean that he will make them purposefully trip or purposefully fall or purposefully do something wrong so that he can get scoldings. That is basically how it is. So Lord says that they will certainly come to me. So next slide, please. I request you all to chant this with me.
Once again, yeah. Om Tat Sadati. Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu. Upanishadsu. Brahma Vidyayam. योगशास्त्रे
योगशास्त्रे
श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे
श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे
विश्वरूपदर्शनयोगो नाम
विश्वरूपदर्शनयोगो नाम
एकादशोऽध्यायः।
एकादशोऽध्यायः।
Okay, just we'll end the class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Shri Guru
Now
Namaha.